Hi there, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Now we're going to go into the non-Catholic perspective of 245. And so, recalling 245 of being the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Trinity. 245 was talking about the origins of the Holy Spirit and how, even though the Holy Spirit was sent by the Father and the Son to go into the world to help us, that they are connected. And so their origins are the same. And so, not losing that idea of origin and the identity of all three, right, from a non-Catholic perspective. All right, think of it like this. All right, if we're going to, as I was alluding to in the previous video, have these conversations with somebody, right, going into a non-Catholic perspective, okay, when you are talking with somebody, when you want to impress them, right, all of a sudden they're starting to love bomb you, or they're starting to really impress you, right? How can you tell the difference between a dignified person, one who is genuine and authentic, versus someone who is a narcissist, versus somebody who may come from a family that may be terrible, right? But let me go even further into this greater topic. Can you find a loving person from a toxic family? There we go. See, if you're going to date somebody, a girl or a guy from another family that may not have the greatest reputation, are you willing to dive into that person's drama, that person's backstory, right? When you accept someone, are you willing to accept that backstory into your life? And likewise, from a Catholic perspective, right, we would accept the Holy Spirit and that backstory of the Father and the Son with it, right? The Catholic perspective, the whole way of creation, the whole story. So we accept that and the redemption. But when you go in from a non-Catholic perspective back into accepting a person's backstory, their history, right? Do you want that toxic father, toxic mother into your life, right? Now being your mother-in-law, dad-in-law. And do you want to invite all the siblings, all the drama, all the people into your life? Now look at it from a coworker perspective. Are you willing to dive into a workplace, in an agency, when you want to communicate with somebody, all of a sudden now that whatever you shared is shared among other people. Now they're gossiping, talking about you as far as like, okay, this new person's into our work. Maybe we like this person, maybe we don't. Let's see, let's try to tick this guy, this lady off. Let's see what triggers them so we can know more about them, right? We want to see what really throws them off their course. We want to make sure that we have a good person here that we can trust with, or maybe someone we can find that is gullible. And you see, when you share with other people and the gossip and the word spreads, right, you're bringing in to your life all these backstories, all these pieces of drama that come into your life. And so when you look at it also from a perspective of, okay, do I want to accept that drama that someone is sharing with me, or do I just say, nope, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that, and so I will neglect whatever message you're trying to share with me. Maybe it's true, maybe it's a lie, I don't know. But then you got to look at your idea of filtering out the good and the bad, and trusting in your instincts of whether you trust these people in your life that are good or bad potentially. I don't know. It's up to you. But consider that you have the ability to allow people in your life, in or out of your life, and just to remember that you can make a choice for yourself. And I think that I would share with you also from a counseling perspective that when you work on your choices, when you trust your instinct, it feels good to say no to people and to just take care of you. I will admit this from a counseling perspective as something for all of you. Remember that you can take care of yourself. You don't have to go to every party. You don't have to go to every terrible thing in life. You don't have to do all these things. You can love other people. Of course, you can pray for them, but you don't have to fall into the toxic worlds and that people are inviting you into, right? You can let go of these things and set aside for you a protection, right? You can set a boundary and you don't have to fall into these other areas of life. You can be safe. So keep that in mind also for your friends and your family as well. You don't have to invite somebody that's toxic into your family's relationship. All of a sudden now you get a divorce and maybe someone got abused, right? And the thing is, you are the gatekeeper. Protect your family, protect yourself, and recognize when you have a toxic person in your life that you can put the gate up and not allow that person into your life as well. So when you find somebody special, you can find that through the gatekeeping and making sure that you have the right relationship to build with another person. It's a beautiful thing as far as finding relationships with others and building a future. And I hope I can share with you more resources on that as far as relationships in the future. But that's for another time and place. So I hope this video finds you well. The non-Catholic perspective of 245 of the Catechism. I hope this helps you in some way. Remember, you have the power of being a gatekeeper with your decisions, allowing people in and out of your life, and you have the power to value yourself of who you are. Hope this video finds you well today. Alright everyone, take care. Have a good one.